lost. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, and hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. I know I had a good weekend. Went to Tulsa yesterday, enjoyed myself. Actually, we went Sunday, Ace and I had a great time. Came back yesterday evening, and I was gonna say, "You want to run some errands with me?" He just looked at me like, "I'm dead, Dad. I'm laying right here on the kitchen floor, and I'm out." So I let him do his thing, and he was perfectly fine. But that being said, football started. OU and OSU both played. OSU, of course, Thursday. OU on Saturday. And then both of them have big games coming up this weekend, which we'll get into. But, let's talk about a little bit about what happened. We're not going to talk about OU and OSU a lot because, when I look at both teams, I watched the OU game and I thought that OU looked really good. Their quarterback looks really, really good. It took them a while to get going, but once they did, they were on fire. I like the new offensive coordinator. I like what they're doing, and I think they'll be ready for Michigan this weekend. And by the way, I thought the freshman quarterback in Michigan look good as well. Their defense is a little suspect, but we'll see. But OU's defense and the fact that Venables has taken over as the defensive coordinator, which, dude, that's what you are. So why wouldn't you go ahead and do that and take over as the defensive coordinator? That just makes sense. And of course, I've got my YMB waters here today. So once again, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, that's your thing. That's what you do. And when you look at Clemson, since he's left, and you look at where they're at, what they're doing there compared to what he's doing now with that while he's here, while he's there at that. So I'm just amazed at that it took him so long to do that. But their defense is just ridiculous. And then when you look at the overall scores in OSU, the number one quarterback going out is going to really hurt the Cowboys, I believe, because of the simple fact that he looked really good, and we scored the first couple possessions. Third possession, he gets hurt, and you can see we just weren't the same. And I just thought that was a telling moment in what happened with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And then, of course, Mike Gundy coming out and talking trash against Kalen DeBoer and Oregon. I'm like, they're going to just murder you now. He is that type of dude. They're going to murder us and murder the Cowboys. And so, anyway, I just don't know why you picking I mean, I know you don't believe in NIL. I get that. But why are you going to talk about a team that does? And like the coach said, well, y'all don't, whoever we just played, they don't spend as much money as the University of Tennessee, Martin. He goes, is their budget as big as yours? Then he goes, I don't know what their budget is. And I'm like, Gundy, what are you doing? But I believe he's ready to leave Oklahoma State. I mean, he's got his money. He's ready to go. I'm not a fan of his. Never have really been a fan of his. I'm a big fan of his brother. But I appreciate what he's done at Oklahoma State football. But I think his time has come and gone. I think it came and gone a long time ago. That's what I believe. But, Oklahoma State is Oklahoma State. They do what they do. In college football scores, Texas and Ohio State, which was the big game of the weekend, and everybody's blasting Arch. And I'm just like, Arch Manning. And to me, I don't understand why you're blasting him. I remember my first game against the Rudy Poo team. I was terrible. I think I went 0 for 8. I think I scored 7 points or whatever. And they're like, here's this kid coming in, he didn't do anything. And it's not the same pressure as what I'm saying. It's not the same as Arch Manning playing against Ohio State at the shoe. And I talked about this the other day before the game. I'm like, dude, it's his first game. And for them to go ahead and put him there as an opening game, that's not fair. Now, I think in 2 or 3 games, if they'd have played them, then I think it'd be a different story. But opening night against them, there at the shoe, against Patricia, who is an NFL coach who's won a Super Bowl, what are you talking about? That's there's no way he's had a chance to see them play. He doesn't know what they're doing, and he was totally confused. But the fourth quarter, he kind of figured it out and played better. But I'm like, it cracks me up when you hear people who never played, and they sit there and they criticize somebody who has. You have no idea what it's like. You have no idea the pressure that's on this young man, being a Manning, being there. You have no idea what the pressure is. I did. I understand what he was going through. So to me, I'm giving him a pass because I didn't think it was fair for him. That's to be his first game in that environment against that coach, against that team, where they got 3, 4 NFL players on defense. I mean, that's not you can't judge him off of that game. But of course, that's what the media does. That's what they come out. And it's just ridiculous to me. And once again, it's a bunch of people who never played who don't get it. Give the guy a pass. Now, Dan Orlovsky, he just cracks me up. He says some of the stupidest stuff I've ever heard. He's a guy who wasn't very good in pros. He was really good at college at UConn. And then after that, it's just like, you come out and he's like, your evaluations are okay, but I disagree. I didn't play the position. But I look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm right more than he is. And I didn't play it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't see that. But that's the difference between a guy who was really good as a player and one who wasn't. Hey, Angel, what's up? That's the difference. When you're a really good player, you look at the game differently than somebody who was average. You just do. You see things that the average person don't see. So get off of Arch Manning. He was in a horrible situation. He was in a no-win place. So I don't even count this game against what he's going to be. I'm just not. I'm just not. And, that first pass he threw in the dirt or the ground, I'm like, this guy's he's the pressure that's on him. And that's what I'm saying. None of those people knew exactly they've never been under pressure. They don't know what that's like. You have no idea what that's like. None. Especially your first game ever. Come on now. In Ohio State, let's face it, play calling, they had 2 chances to score. Now, if they'd have won the game, which I think they should have 17-14, that's what I think the score should have been. But once again, or 21-14 or 21-17, something like that. But that's how I look at it. So I'm not going to beat the guy up. I think it's idiotic for these people to beat the guy up. I'm sorry. LSU and Clemson, once again, to me, Clemson, I just didn't think they deserved to be the 4th-ranked team. I'm like, it's Clemson. I don't trust anything they're doing in Dabo Swinney and what he's doing. Yes, Angel says, people are so quick to judge after one game. I don't get that. It's because they have to draw ratings. So people say a bunch of stupid stuff. That's what they do, Angel. To me, it's one game. Whoop-de-doo. His first game at the shoe with Matt Patricia. Come on, man. Y'all are really – I didn't expect him to do anything. But he got better at the fourth quarter. He came on. And look what he did. He drove him down the field. So you don't get any credit for that after he figured out what was going on. Look what he did. Because it was his first start. Like I said, had it been his 3rd or 4th start, you'd have seen a different guy. It's not fair to throw him in a fire like that. I'm like, you people are idiots. You crack me up. Clemson and LSU. Clemson is Clemson. I'm not. I thought they were overrated being 4. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not a fan of their coach. I don't believe how he believes. He showed me who he was a few years ago, so I'm out on him 100%. So for them to get smashed, okay, good for them. I thought LSU just came in and just punched him in the mouth and kept punching him in Death Valley against Death Valley. Bama and Florida State, I just look at that and I think, what the hell is going on with Bama? Because when you look at what they're trying to do, when you look at what Bama has been, and that's why Saban left, because he saw the writing on the wall. He knew what was going to happen uh, with with Alabama. He knew what they were going to do. He knew what was going to happen, and you could just see how he has completely changed. I mean, football is changing. He didn't want to deal with it. I'm sorry, Kalen DeBoer is the coach at Alabama. I'm sorry about that. That is not who I'm talking about. What is the coach at Oregon? I don't. I'm not a fan of his at all. By the way, I just don't. I just Dan Lanningham. Is that right? Maybe it's Dan Lanningham. That's his name. I'm not a fan of his. Yeah, Dan Lanning. I'm not a fan of that guy. But anyway, we'll talk about the OSU game anyway here in a little bit. But Bama. You know, they don't have the money down there. It's like this one guy said. He goes, the difference between the SEC and the Big Ten is the Big Ten actually has money. The SEC has a bunch of car dealerships sponsoring them. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I like what he was trying to go because of the simple fact of what they do in the East, which is where the Big Ten is. It's in Ohio, it's in Indiana, it's in Michigan, it's in Illinois. That's where the Big Ten teams are. Pennsylvania. So that's where the money is. That's where the money is, and those people give to their university. Happy Valley is a crazy, crazy place where Penn State is. So I just Alabama's days are over, and I think that's why Nick Saban left because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to dominate like he had in the past. Notre Dame and Miami, I didn't understand what he was doing. He got two great running backs, and you went away from him in the. I don't. I mean, you would get smashed and you came back. I get that, but I don't understand the game plan. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they were trying to be cute. I don't know if they were trying to be like, well, this is what they're going to plan for us, but we're going to do something different. I don't I don't understand what he was doing. I don't understand the game plan. I mean, look, this is how I coached, and this is how I was coached. Our coach, Dave Smith, rest in peace, my high school coach who owned Midwest Trophy, his philosophy was very simple. He's like, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to force you to do what to game plan against us. We're not going to game plan. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to make sure we execute what we do. So you have to respond to what we do. We're not necessarily responding to what you do. You're going to respond to us, and that's what you do. Like Green Bay Packers back in the day, you knew that the Packers sweep was going to come. You knew what was coming, but you had to stop it, and you could, and you knew it was coming. And that's me. If you know it's coming, you still got to stop it. If you can't stop it, okay, I'm going to run it down your throat. Or if you can't stop the pass, I'm going to pass it down your throat. But that's what they do, and I didn't understand Notre Dame. I didn't understand what they were doing. I'm like, I don't. Why aren't you going to your strength? And that's one thing I think cost them the ball game there in Miami. TCU, UNC, I'm not a fan of Belichick. Haven't been. I'm not a New England. I'm not a Patriots fan, so maybe that has a lot to do with it. But I just, to me, they got what they deserved. I didn't think they were going to do anything anyways. I don't think Bill Belichick understands college players. Going through the portal doesn't necessarily work that much. And I agree with what someone said today. The portal helps you to a certain extent. But TCU just put it on them, 48-14. You got a veteran coach. You've got veteran quarterback. You've got a veteran team who's been playing together versus a coach who hasn't played, who hasn't coached in college, didn't really know what's going on. He was overmatched. Overmatching. He said so, and that's fair. But also, when I look at what Belichick is doing, his 24-year-old girlfriend, she's trying to, trademark, gold digger. All that. I mean, you got her up in a suite. They're panning to her like she's Taylor Swift. Nobody gives a shit about her. Nobody wants to see her. She ain't Taylor Swift. Why are you cut to her? Oh, that's right, because the game is boring, and so you got to find something to talk about. That's why you scan to her. But that's good for her because that gives her more likes. That gives her more looks. That gives her more of this, more of that, which is what Belichick clearly is doing, and she's helping herself. But to me, I'm just not a fan of what he's doing. But, he's a grown ass man. He can do whatever he wants, and he's older than me, and he's been successful. Except without Tom Brady, he hasn't. In Cleveland, New England pre Tom Brady, New England post Tom Brady, and now with the North Carolina Tar Heels. And of course, everybody was at the game. Jordan, Mia Hamm. I mean, they all were there. All the big games were there, and they got killed. Why? Because he doesn't understand college talent. I don't believe in that. He put himself around a bunch of people that he loved. I mean, dude, go get your people who are in college who understand college players. Go get your people who are up and coming young assistants who understand who the players are. Get your a Big Ten assistant. Go get your assistant from the SEC. Go get your assistant from Big 12, wherever. Just go get some assistants. Once again, he wants to do things his way, and he got caught up in his arrogance of being the greatest coach ever. Now, does this ding his legacy? Kind of, but to me, what he did in New England over a 20-year period, 6 Super Bowls, you can't argue. Now, I will say but you got one given to you, which Pete Carroll did the same thing at USC against Texas. You take Reggie Bush off the field. Now, they had to stop Lindell White all day long. I agree. And they did because they knew what was coming. They couldn't stop him. They stopped him. But then in the Super Bowl, just give the ball to the big fella and let him run in. Marshawn Lynch. But you didn't want him to be the MVP, which he would have. And you wanted Russell Wilson through a pick. Just hand the ball off. They're going to let you score. Because what I wanted to see arguably one of the best defenses in the history of pro football going against one of the best quarterbacks in the pro football in the Super Bowl for it all. And he's got to go get 7, not 3. He's got to get 7. That's what I would have wanted to see. That's what I would have wanted to see. Because I don't think they'd have tried to stop Marshawn. I think they'd have just let him score so Brady can have 2 timeouts in the ball. That's what I think they would have did. But once again, Pete Carroll. National championship game, Super Bowl. He's won 1 Super Bowl and 1 national championship. And then the second one denied because of his play and what his coaching decisions were. So when I look at what Bill Belichick is doing, I'm like, bro, the game's gone past you. And there's nothing, I don't care about his girlfriend being 40 years younger than him or 30, whatever. I don't give a shit. Because I don't. You don't think there's girls that I could go out with and date or whatever who are 40 years younger than me? Sure as hell do. Sure as hell are. So I have zero problem with all of that, and I don't want them because they're too young. It just doesn't do anything for me. I just don't. Those days for me are way gone. I used to like them, but I'm looking for something a little bit more substantial than that. But yeah, I get it. I don't have any problem with it. He's rich. She's pretty. He's famous. She wants to be. That's how it is. You don't see, what was it, Robert De Niro's, 80-something, his girlfriend's 30 and had a baby? Now, do I want to have a baby in my 80s or 70s? Hell no. I ain't trying to have a baby now. But, whatever it is, whatever, I don't care about the age. That's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant to me. Whatever their situation is their situation. But what he's going to be, it's not going to happen. So now let's look at the college rankings because they have changed quite a bit since this week, after this weekend. Number 1, Ohio State, of course. Penn State, number 2. LSU moved up to number 3. Georgia, 4. Miami, 5. Oregon, 6. Once again, Notre Dame should have beat Miami, I think. I don't know what he did. Oregon, 6. Texas at 7, which is fair. Because to go into the shoe and do what they did, like I said, I have zero problems with that. South Carolina, 10. excuse me, Clemson 8. I have a problem with them being so high. Notre Dame 9. Zero problem with that. South Carolina 10. Illinois 11. Uh, Florida State 12. Excuse me, Arizona State 12. Florida 13. Florida State 14. How about those Florida schools? Miami 5. Florida 13. Florida State 14. You've got some issues there in Florida. I tell you what, you're gonna have some great football games there, and I like what I see and have seen there. It's gonna be interesting to watch what happens with those two because I know one of them play. I think they play each other. Somebody plays somebody. I forget who it is, but I know they play somebody. Uh, let me fix that. That's driving me crazy. So I know that. I think Florida and Florida State, I know, play each other. I need to ask my boy Ben that because I think that he and Eric are going to go down to that game. So that's going to be interesting to watch that and watch that happen. So I'd love to see that game too as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I'm not opposed to going because Florida State is always a. There we go. I had to change that up, guys. That was driving me nuts. Notre Dame being off mark like that. But anyway, I might try to go to that game and see if we could do. Let me see. Michigan 15 coming into OU number 18 this weekend. Iowa State 16, SMU 17, OU 18. Which I don't know why they didn't move up. That's kind of interesting how they didn't move up further than what they did. Texas A&M 19, Ole Miss 20, Alabama 21, Tennessee 22, Indiana 23. Tech 24, and Utah 25, running out your top 10 or top 25. And when I look at it, when I look at your top 10, just seeing what I saw, Ohio State 1, I have no problem with. Penn State 2, no problem with that. LSU, I think I don't know if they're 4th. Georgia, I did not see play yet. I would put Oregon ahead of Miami. That's just me. Texas, I think they would be about where they are. Clemson, I shouldn't have them in the top 10. I think Notre Dame is about where they are. And then, man, I tell you what. After that, I have no problem with Clemson being 10. South Carolina, I don't know if I want to put them that high this early. I don't know if I really trust that. I just don't know if I really trust that. I like what I saw out of Tennessee, and I would probably move them up a little bit higher. But I would do Ohio State, Penn State, top 10. Yes, LSU top 10, Georgia 10, top 10, Miami top 10, Oregon top 10, Texas top 10. I think Clemson's barely there. Notre Dame, yes. South Carolina, I'm not sure. Watching Florida State, man, they looked really good, but I don't know if I put them top 10. But South Carolina, I have not seen them play, so I can't really say anything. Clemson, I just don't agree with. I don't know who I would stick in front of them. But I'm just not overly excited about Clemson and what they're trying to do. That's just me and what's going on with them. Now, this weekend, what do we have that's exciting to me? Big games. There really isn't. The schedule this week is other than Michigan at OU. Starting off with Iowa State. That's always a good game. They don't like each other, and so that's always a good game. At Iowa State, of course, they're in Ames, 3.5-point favorites. Over under is 54. I didn't even put the schedule. The schedule's not right. The schedule's right, but I don't know what time they play. Let me see. I don't know what time they actually play, so let me see. I didn't have the schedule right, guys. I apologize as far as the stations that's going to be on. That is not correct at this particular point. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This weather is just beating me up. It really is getting me this week. Okay, who do I want? Iowa at Iowa State. To get that started off, that's on Fox. Okay, good. Got that correct. Let me see who else did I get. Oklahoma State at Oregon. Boy, that's going to be a beatdown. That's on CBS. Changing this up for you guys so you guys can get the correct times. Uh, Army and Iowa State. Let me see. And Kansas State. That's going to be a good game, I think. That's just me though. I like Army and Kansas State. That's on ESPN. And then, of course, Michigan at OU to close out, which I will be at the game. I'm excited about going to that game. Cannot wait. Because I think I get off early enough this weekend that I will be able to, let me see, Michigan at OU, that I will be able to go to that game. And that game is on ABC. So let me fix that for everybody so we can get all that correct. Amundo. I hate when I go in and I get in a hurry to set everything else up because I'm doing so many other things. And, sometimes I need 3 hours to prep and not an hour and a half. So, so sometimes it works like that. I don't get the time to get everything set up, so it screws everything up. And I hate that when I make little mistakes like that. It drives me insane. It really, really does. I know it probably doesn't with you guys, but it drives me crazy when I don't have the schedules right up there. It drives me crazy. I don't like it. I know it's dumb and it shouldn't matter, but it does to me. It matters. But anyway, here's the correct times of wherever it's going to be. Iowa State on Fox, 11 a.m. So good. Get up Saturday. You can at least watch some good football. Oklahoma State at Oregon. Fortunately, I'm working. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to watch that game. Pretty sure I'm not going to watch. Excuse me. I'm not going to watch that game. Hold on a second, guys. I didn't want to blow my nose in the microphone. Just saying. Um, anyway, I'm not going to watch that game. I don't have any desire to watch us get our brains beat out, especially after Gundy ran his mouth to Dan Lanning. I think that they are just going to try to beat our brains in. That's what I think. Uh, but once again, that's what Gundy does, and I believe that is going to his team is going to pay for it. I really do. Army at Kansas State. I just want to see that game. 6 o'clock. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it though, because yeah, it'll be. I don't know if they'll have that game on in the suites. Need to ask David if he's going to have that game on. Army versus Kansas State, and of course Michigan versus OU, 15 versus 18. Sooners are 5.5 point favorites at home, 6:30 on ABC. I think it's going to be a great game, and I'm going to take the Sooners defense in that game because I think the offense is going to be fine. Uh, but that defense is going to the quarterback for Michigan is really good. But I think the OU is going to do what they need to do to shut them down. That's just me. Uh, Oklahoma State and Oregon, 28.5 point favorites. I'm taking the Ducks. I think they're just going to run the score up, especially Oklahoma State does not have their starting quarterback. I think you have their starting quarterback. It's a different team and different what they're doing, but I just don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to match up with them physically, athletically, coaching wise. I just don't. I think they're going to get murdered, and then with him starting to fire the way he did under Dan Lanning, I just think they're going to. I think they're going to beat the brakes off of him. Iowa and Iowa State, 58.5. So I don't know if they're going to score 58.5 points is a lot of damn points. If Oklahoma State cannot move the football, 58.5 points, that's a lot of points. I don't know. I think I'm going to take the under because I don't know if it's going to be that bad, but I think it's going to be bad. Iowa and Iowa State, minus 3.5. Iowa State at home, 54.5. I'm definitely going to take the under, and I would take Iowa State in the points there, giving up 3.5 points. And I think it's going to be under. I don't think either one of us is going to score a lot of points. That's just me. Army, Iowa State, Kansas State in Manhattan. 17.5 points is a lot of points. I don't think Army's that bad. They tend to run the football. Kansas State, their quarterback is really good as a second year. I really like that kid a lot. 17.5 points. I'm going to probably take Army and the points and the under. Michigan, OU, I'm going to take OU and the points. And I'm going to take the under because I think the score is going to be 24-17, 21-17, 21-14, maybe 28-14. I don't know how many points Michigan's going to score against that Oklahoma defense. I think that defense is ridiculous, and I think he's got them playing. And I just don't see them scoring. I just don't see Michigan scoring a lot of points. I just don't. And the question is, how many points will OU score? Because I didn't really like Michigan's defense at all. I don't think a lot of their defense and what they were doing. That's just me. But that game will be on ABC if you guys want to take the time to watch it. We'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. They're great civil engineers, and they'll make sure you have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro almost got his truck stuck yesterday because of all the rain. They don't usually do a whole lot in the rain. Truck almost overturned because of the road giving away. But anyway, hook my guy up. He'd love to take care of you. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. I was drinking my YB water right there. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East was off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40, just south of I-40. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, YB Peoples on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur there in the great city, Bethany. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. And I believe it's this Thursday we're going to be there. This Thursday they have a event. I believe it's this Thursday. I need to check with Beth again. But they're going to have a big event there, so we're excited about being there and giving them some promotion. I think it starts at 4 or something like that on Thursday. And I'll get more details about that so we can let you guys know what's happening. But as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And I agree 100%. They've got great perfume. They got great cologne. Hit those guys up. They love to hit my girl Beth up. Those guys would love to take care of Tanya. She's the regional manager. They take care of you, I promise you. Go by the Penn Square Mall. The east side Penn Square is the men's cologne, and the west side Penn Square Mall is the women's perfume. So go by and check it out. If you're a guy, go get your girl some perfume. She'd love it. I promise you. That stuff smells really, really good. I had a friend of mine say, well, I don't know if I really like it. And so I got her some. She goes, oh, my God, it's great. I go, yes, I know. That's my point. It's really, really good. I promise you. If it's not good, I would tell you so. If it's good, I'll tell you so. Sorry. Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa. I still think we need to go to Tulsa at some point and do a show there. I need to talk to Tanya about that this week when I go in there. Town East Mall in Wichita, Kansas. Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas. Now, Missouri got corrected on that. Little Rock, Arkansas, Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas. So go check out either one of those locations for me, okay? I get you some cologne. In NFL, the Micah Parsons saga. The more I looked into it, the more I checked it out. I mean, it's not a bad thing for Dallas, as I thought. You have 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. Now, they are late picks, but one's late. 2 of them are late. 2 of them won't be. You've got flexibility now in your cap space, so you can do some things that you did not have before. You could not afford to pay him $47 million and pay Dak $60 and then pay CD $30, whatever. You can't afford to do that. Can't afford to do that. Now, the question is, Was Jerry that slick in maneuvering and making it that way? Was he? Or was this him making a stupid move? And when I look at it, the more I look at it, the more I digest it. I think that, the Cowboys, they needed to do this. And when you look at the Packers, they needed to do that, especially in the division they're in, with the quarterbacks that they have there that they've got to deal with. With Jared Goff and Caleb. And we're not sure what JJ is going to be yet, but with McCarthy, we'll see who's going to start and what's going to happen with that group. But you've got now a pass rush. Angel says don't really feel bad for Cowboy fans. I don't necessarily feel bad for them either, but I'm not opposed to the move as much as I was initially, because now they have flexibility where they can do some things. But to me, paying Dak all that money, I just don't see it. Like the NFL top 100 came out, and when I was looking at the top 100 players, number 1 is Saquon Barkley, number 2 is Lamar, number 3 is Josh, number 4 is Jamar, number 5 is Mahomes, number 6 is Burrow, number 7 Derrick Henry, number 8 Myles Garrett, number 9 Justin Jefferson, and then of course the cornerback Patrick Surtain of the Broncos is 10. So when I look at that, let's see. So I don't know how well Jerry was doing that, but when I look at it, I mean, I'm like, you've got space. It allows you to do some things. Angel says, and it's worse than the Luka trade because AD is actually an elite talent. That top 100 list, Angel, is terrible. It's a joke to me. I get the players, but most of them don't even answer. They just go through, then they do it early. And my thing is this: Patrick Mahomes is the best player in pro football. They're 15-1 last year with no offensive line. Him doing well to come behind. He's the best. You're high. But once again, that's the difference between football players and basketball players. In basketball, you know somebody better than you. And I'm sorry, you can't put Josh ahead of him who he beat. You can't put Lamar ahead of him who he beat. Now, Saquon beat them, yes, the one time they beat him. Yes, he did. He's beat him, once or twice out of all the times they played. And Saquon was unbelievable last year. But Saquon is not the best player in pro football. He's not. And I'm sorry, they get tired. They're Mahomes out, and I get it. But he's been to 3 Super Bowls. He's won 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. And not one of those guys on that list ahead of him has done that. Saquon's been to 1 and he's won. Now, granted, against the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes was running for his life, just like he did in the other Super Bowl. The 2 Super Bowls he lost, he was running for his life, no offensive line. 2 Super Bowls he lost, he was running for his life. So, to me, the top 100 is a joke. I used to watch it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You have him where? You have him where? But they do this early in the season. They don't do it after the season because most of the players are gone. To me, you do it at the end of the year. I mean, to say Mahomes is not the best player in football, you're high. He's not the best quarterback in football, you're high. He is. And, we're going to do a top 10 football list, okay? Because we have a top quarterbacks. Here's my top quarterbacks, okay? And we're going to do a top 10 football list, okay? Because I think that is just pathetic. Now, in my list, I got Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, and Joe. Now, 2, 3, and 4, put them however you want. You can put Lamar. I have Lamar second. They have Lamar second. I have Josh third. They have Josh third. Jamar Chase, I'll put him in there. But I'm going to put Jefferson ahead of Jamar Chase simply because look who Jamar Chase has the ball thrown to him, and look who he's got on the other side of him, T. Higgins. And Jefferson, I'm going to put him ahead of Jamar. I just am. And Justin Jefferson at 9 is just ridiculous. But that's what I'm going to do. And here's my list of top 10 quarterbacks. And you have these 3 ahead of him. There's no way. Or 2 guys ahead of him. No way. He beat both of them. How could you have somebody who he's beat above him? If I beat you, how are you better than me and I beat you? How is that? with less talent than you have. I don't get that. I understand postseason reasons, but okay, do you have Herbert above Jarrett and maybe Jaden Daniels? The reason why I don't have Herbert that high, Angel, is because Justin can't win. He hasn't won. He hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels went to the conference finals. I can't do that. And Jared Goff got to a Super Bowl, and he went to the conference semifinal. So I can't put Herbert, a guy who has one win. I don't wait. Does he have a win in the playoffs? I can't put him under there. I do, but to me, if you don't win in the postseason, then it's irrelevant. Okay, you have to win in the postseason. It's like this weekend. I ran into my boys, my former players, and we were arguing about LeBron and Michael. And I'm like, listen, you're young. I get it. And but you didn't see him play. And he goes, well, I watched him on YouTube. YouTube is not the same as watching somebody in person. It's not the same. Seeing somebody on film and watching them in person are not the same thing. I hated watching film. Okay, Angel, he does not. So I can't put him ahead of those guys because he don't have a win. But to me, I hated watching film because if I watch film on you, that gives me a altered view of what you really are and what you really aren't. I want to figure you out for myself. I want to make a move here. What do you do here? If I do this, what do you do that? If I do that, what do you do? If I do this, I want to figure you out for myself to play against you so I know what your strengths and what your weaknesses are based on playing against me. So when I look at that, that's the same thing. That's how I view it. And I was telling these kids, I said, you can't judge Michael Jordan because you never saw him. If LeBron is your best player, I have no problem with that. That's who you saw. He's the best player of this generation without question. But he's been to 10 finals, and he's 4-6. And if you really want to break it down, if it wasn't for Greg Popovich taking Tim Duncan out, Ray Allen doesn't get that shot in the corner and they win their second one. Talk about Miami. So he has 3. Then if you take like they try to argue about Draymond, bro, they beat the Warriors. No. You quit tripping. Here's the facts. The Warriors were up 3-1. They had beaten them over 20 points every game. They're playing at home. If Draymond doesn't get suspended, they beat them 4-1. So stop all your nonsense. It'll be 4-1. That's a fact. Now, granted, they beat the team with the best record of all time. Yes, they did. But put an asterisk there, bro. If you're going to talk about the game, talk about the full game. Don't talk about it in little bitty pieces. Talk about the full game. And these are things I was talking to him about. I said, and then I give him a laundry list of this. I said, and here's the final bit. LeBron is respected. Michael Jordan is feared. Nobody fears LeBron. They respect LeBron. They feared Michael. They were scared to talk trash to him. People talk trash to LeBron all the time. They didn't talk trash to Michael. Very rarely the fans really talk trash to him. They didn't want to piss him off. So I'm like, guys, you don't. Always I tell people, always judge your top list by people you have seen. Not heard about, not watched on video. Always do your list on people you have seen. You can't do a top 10 of all time when you had Wilt and Kareem. You didn't see them. How the hell you young? When did you see them play? YouTube don't count. Always do your list based on who you have seen. You can't argue with me about who I have above somebody with you that I've seen and you haven't. 90% of the people that seen Michael, Kobe, and LeBron put LeBron third. They just do. I watched a documentary on Kobe the other night that I hadn't seen before. Great documentary, by the way. They touched on all aspects of his life, and even the part that, the one part in Colorado. They talked about that too. And, the Me Too movement coming out trying to go out there, and people are like, y'all get the hell away from us. Y'all a bunch of crazy women. Now, I granted that the Me Too thing, I agree with, like, because I had six sisters. So I'm going to be on the woman's side, okay? 90% of the time. But this here was outrageous. You can't, somebody did something, and what happened in Colorado, it changed Kobe. You could tell. It changed him. Having his daughters changed him. But you want to go and beat the man up about something that happened 20 years ago? You beat him up about, come on, man. Really? That was 15 years ago. 10 years ago. You the same woman that you were 10 years ago? I'm not the same guy I was 10 years ago. Are you the same man you were 10 years ago? No, you're not. So whatever he did, granted how bad, whatever, that's the past. He's past it. Let him go ahead and do what he's doing now. That's why the Academy Awards said, y'all get the hell out of here. He deserves what he's doing. Give the guy grace. Understand, hey, he made a mistake. He's moved on. Look at what he does for women's sports. Look what he does for women. Look at how he changed. Instead of doing that, a bunch of angry women who have a little power, now look at you. It's like I see the thing with Angel Reese. All these women are trying to talk about Angel. I saw this thing where she was riding private to every away game, which I don't believe that. But I saw that. I'm like, that's you're not going to not ride with your teammates. I don't really necessarily believe that. But to me, Angel Reese, you were there selling Reeboks at the All-Star game. You didn't sell any. And now you're mad because American Eagle doesn't want you to be there. Who's going to buy? Who in your fan base is going to buy from American Eagle? American Eagle is pretty much a white person store, pretty much. Now, there are some black people who do shop at American Eagle. I'll buy some things here and there, but for the most part, it's white America. And how much of white America is your fan base? Why should they support you? I mean, I don't get the push of everybody talking about her. Like somebody says she could play in the NBA. No, she can't. No, she can't. She'll get killed. She's a woman. She's not physically strong enough to deal with a man who's 6'9", 265 pounds. She's not going to, no. There's men in the NBA can't deal with guys who are 6'9", 265, 270 pounds. No, she can't. She can play against college men 100%. Now, whether she can play against Division I guys, maybe, maybe not. I doubt it. But women's basketball is women's basketball. I love women's basketball. I watch it. I watch it. I don't understand the issues. I watch it. I like women's college basketball. I like women's in WNBA. I watch it too. But I like watching players. Fisher Collier, by the way, worked with Kobe. Onescu worked with Kobe. So you talk about the women who are out here, what Kobe did. Come on. But don't discount the WNBA. But this deal trying to promote her, what are you doing? She's not, and I know that people hate Caitlin Clark, and we harp on it all the time. I mean, it's idiotic to me. What are you doing? You have, and it's like they forget. You think the NBA players forgot that before Magic and Larry, that they were on tape delay? The NBA Finals were on tape delay. It wasn't even live. They switched it. Michael Jordan came in and made it global. And it took the NBA a time to figure out, okay, here's our guy. Let's promote him. The WNBA, figure it out. Caitlin Clark is your girl. All you other women who act like, oh, well, we've been here. Forget all that. Reap the benefits. Put your head down. Chill. Sit. And get paid. Sit and get paid. The WNBA needs to understand. Your cash cow is Caitlin Clark. The WNBA refs are terrible. They need to upgrade that. But before, nobody cared. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting eyes on you. You better upgrade your officials. Number two, all you WNBA players whining about Caitlin Clark, remember, You didn't have private flights until she got to the league midway through because of security. You didn't have flights. You had to do travel just like everybody else. That did not happen because of Angel Reese. That did not happen because Linescu. Didn't happen. None of that. It happened because of her. And instead of you all sitting down and going, "Hey, let's take this cash cow for as much as we can. Let's get paid," and act like it's all y'all. It ain't y'all. Nope. Attendance has gone down. Viewership has gone down. Why? Because they don't care about y'all. They care about her. Now you want to call her the white darling and all that? It's idiotic, but okay, I'm okay with that. Are you okay with getting paid? Get paid. My frustration with people is just crazy. But when you look at the WNBA and you look at the NBA and how it took them time, now let's do the NFL. The NFL understands. Jerry understands. He's the first one that made them say, "No, no, no, we're not going to do that. We're doing pep. We're doing something. We're going to do our own rights. We're going to do our own marketing. We're going to sell the rights to our stadium and keep our stuff. You sell the rights to your stadium, you make your money in your stadium in your area. We're going to make our money. We're not sharing that with you. It's our money. We'll share all the TV stuff, but our money, we're sharing our money with us." Him bringing in Nike. Same thing. Now, guess who is the team sponsor for the NFL for clothing? Nike. I mean, understand what it is to make money. And the NFL gets it. The NBA gets it. Hockey is still trying to get there, but when you go to a hockey game, go to Dallas and go to a Stars game. Hockey puts on a show like no other. It's not even close to the NBA. You go to a Thunder game, go to a Star, go to a Mavericks game, then go to a Star, or go to go to a Mavs, a Cowboys game, go to a Rangers game, go to a Mavs game, then go to a Stars game. See the difference. See what happens. There's a completely different atmosphere. It's a completely different show what hockey does as far as entertainment. But they get it. Figure out what your marketing is and do it. And the NFL does it better than anybody. They just do. They are great at what they do as promoting their product and what's going on. They just are. They're fantastic. So, that being said, here is the NFL schedule this upcoming week because I've had to redo the odds because the odds have changed from last week to this week as far as who's doing what teams are where. Cowboys and Eagles. The Eagles plus 8.5. I think it should be more than that. I think they're going to smash the Cowboys. If I was Jerry, and he may have already just punted on this season. I'm not saying that he has for you Cowboy fans, but he may have already punted on this season because, one, Dak is now – I still don't understand what the hell it was with Dak. He is one of the best guys at the podium, but he doesn't give me anything when it comes to what is your record against 500 teams. Are you a winner? That's what I'm interested in. Chiefs, and that's like I said, 47.5 is the over/under. I think I'll take the over, and I'm taking the Eagles. I think it's going to be a beat down this Thursday night. I don't think it's going to be close. Chiefs and the Chargers. Chiefs at the Chargers. I think it's going to be what it always is. A last-second game. The Chiefs win by 1, win by 2, win by 3. 3 points is the over/under. The Chargers plus 3. 45.5. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers and the points. Chiefs minus 3, I'm going to take the Chargers. I just am. I think it's always a close game between these two. Especially there in LA or when it was in San Diego, same thing. It's just a knockdown drag out. 7 o'clock on YouTube, and which is bad because I don't have YouTube. I have Hulu. So I'm going to have to go to, and I'll be working. So I won't be able to watch the game. So I'll probably have to go to, I'll be working. I won't even see the game. I guess I'll see the end of it, so I can go watch it somewhere. Sao Paulo, Brazil. By the way, Brazil is a beautiful place. Loved my time there in Brazil. I think you should go if you've never had a chance to go. Go. It is a beautiful place. It is gorgeous and some of the most gorgeous women. The beaches are fantastic. Nobody really cares about it. Everybody does their own thing. Nobody's really judgy about what you look like, and I just think it's just I love Brazil, love it. Sao Paulo, Brazil. I wonder if they're gonna play in the football stadium. I'm sure it is. If it's still in the same place that it was back in the day, right in the middle of the highway. The highway goes around the stadium, which I thought is a fantastic way to do it. Then on Sunday you have the Buccaneers uh, and the Falcons. It's going to be a great game. Those teams always, always, always have a tough time, and I like what's going to happen with the Bucks. I like the Bucks. I'm taking Baker again in that. Buccaneers are minus 2.5. I'm still going to take the Buccaneers because I think they can beat the Falcons. I just don't. I'm not sure exactly what. Michael Penix, it's the first game. They're at home. I just don't know what I'm going to get from him, but I know what I'm going to get from the Bake Show. That's going to be on Fox at noon. Bengals and Browns, I think that's going to be a hell of a game. Browns +5, I'm taking the Bengals. I think they're going to finally get off that slide where they lose games in the beginning of the year. What are they, 1-11 in the month of September or something crazy under Zach. 12 o'clock on Fox. We won't get that game. You'll have to go somewhere and watch that game because the 12 o'clock game on Fox, we will have the Bake Show here in Oklahoma City. We will not have the Bengals and the Browns. Dolphins and the Colts. I don't really care. CBS, 12 o'clock. Raiders and the Patriots, 12 o'clock CBS. I'm kind of interested in that game. Dolphins and Colts, Colts -1.5 points. I just don't. I think the Dolphins are going to beat them. The Colts should be +1.5, not minus. I look at the Cardinals and the Saints at noon. Angel says the Browns are the real penitentiary organization. They took that title from the Raiders. Angel, you're so wrong, brother. You are so wrong on that. Raiders and the Patriots. I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna take the Patriots at home, though. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna show somebody something. Cardinals and the Saints. Of course, we will be watching our guy for the Cardinals play. I like him, and I would love watching him play at OU. So I think I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I'm gonna take the Cardinals and the points over the Saints. And then of course Pittsburgh at the Jets. Who really cares? Giants at the Commanders. Now, I believe we're going to be watching in Oklahoma City. We're going to have Baker Mayfield at 12 o'clock and Kyler Murray at 12 o'clock on CBS. That's what I think for the Cardinals and Saints. I think those are two games that we're going to have locally because they're both OU quarterbacks, former OU quarterbacks, former Heisman Trophy winners back-to-back, I do believe. So I think those are two games that we're going to have here on our local channels. Steelers and Jets. Jets +2.5. I think I'm Justin Fields. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. Giants and Commanders. Oh man, that's gonna be Giants defense against the Commanders offense. I'm still gonna take the Commanders at home. Daniels and Scary Terry. I'm taking McLaurin. I'm taking them. Panthers and Jaguars. Eh. I just don't have any desire to watch that. And of course, we won't because it's at 12 o'clock and it's on Fox, so we'll be watching the Bake Show. Then, of course, your 3 o'clock games, the afternoons. Titans and the Broncos. No. Niners and Seahawks. That's what I'd love to see if I have my choice. But the Lions and the Packers is who I really, really want to see. But I don't know if Fox or CBS has the afternoon games. So Lions and Packers on CBS. Niners and Seahawks on Fox. I'm hoping that we have the Lions and the Packers. That's going to be one of those deals where you'll probably have to go to a bar or restaurant to watch the games that you're going to want to watch in that particular aspect. Lions and Packers, like I said, I'm going to take the Packers at home. I think Jordan Love is going to come back. I'm really going to take that game in that. And that's kind of how I feel about that. Titans and Broncos, I don't really care. Niners and Seahawks. I really don't know what the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, I don't know what they're going to do there. And I just don't know. Right now, today, I'm going to probably I take the Niners and the 2.5, and the minus 2.5 is what I do. Texans and the Rams, I think that's going to be a great game in LA. The Rams are 3-point favorites. I don't have any problem with that. Their defense and what they have accomplished, I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. And then the Ravens versus the Bills, I'm going to take Lamar versus Josh. Remember, the Bills beat the Ravens last year in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Ravens over the Bills and Bills Mafia. I'm going to take the Ravens over them. That's Sunday night game. That's right now. Except Josh is just such a monster. He really is a monster. He just is. He's just a monster. He is, but I'm gonna take Lamar in revenge right now off the top of my head on Monday. I might change it by the time at the end of the week, but on Monday or Tuesday today, I'm taking the Ravens and Lamar. And then, of course, the Vikings and the Bears, who cares? On Monday night, I will not be watching that game. I could care less. Even though it's Vikings and Bears plus 1.5. I mean, just watch it just because it's Caleb, but I'd rather not watch. It's kind of like me and Arch Manning watching Arch Manning. Give him a few games. Give it 3 or 4 games before you have. I don't really want to watch him right off the bat. But I understand what they're doing. I get the ratings. I get all that. But I really don't want to see him for 3 or 4 games on a national televised basis. I just don't. On a standalone game like that. I want to wait, give him a few reps, and then come in because I think that what Arch Manning did in the fourth quarter, he finally came and did something. And to me, as a former athlete, I watched your progression. When the game slows down for you, what happens? How do you do? And I watched him change. I watched him get better. Okay, so that's kind of how I looked at what he did. Not so much in the beginning, but how did he adapt? What happened? He started reading the defense and seeing what was going on, throwing the ball better. But was he nervous? 100%. And if none of you all been in that situation, I think it's ridiculous for people to scold him and talk trash about him. I think you're an idiot, especially that one dude, little short dude on Hurt. That guy. I can't even watch the Hurt because of him anymore. His takes are so outrageous because he's typical. One of the typical guys of this stage. He wants to get out there and say a bunch of stuff so he can get clicks and likes so he can make money. I don't care about that. Give me substance. You're running your mouth. You're not giving me any substance. You're running your mouth. You don't have any sort of there's no meat behind what you're doing out there. There's no meat in your bread. You've got cheese and mayonnaise. You don't have any, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I don't like that whole new thing. Give me something. If you're gonna be on TV, don't give me some outrageous take so people can talk about you. Give me something that's really legit. Give me something you're putting on a show. It's freaking ridiculous. I hate that. So anyway, it's Monday. Or Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, so everybody go out there and enjoy yourself. I see the sun is out, and then it's away, and it's out, and it's away. Let's get some sun out there and get everything set up. So that being said, hey, thank you for everybody for watching the show and all your support. I do appreciate it. And remember, 2025 World Champions. Okay,